Hi, I'm Lindsay and welcome to day 3 of Easter Gardens at St Oswald's, COVID style. Obviously, we'd rather be making these Easter gardens with you face to face at church, and we miss you all very much. But because we can't do that, this is the next best thing. So if you've only just joined us today, don't worry, you can catch up by watching Julia's video from Monday and Sally's from yesterday. So far we've covered containers to put your Easter gardens in, and we've covered making the crosses. So today I'm going to help you make the tomb. So here's my container. I found an old drawer hanging around. Hopefully nobody's missing a sock drawer. And I filled it with some soil and I put in my 3 crosses. That's one for Jesus in the middle, who died on the cross. And next to him there were 2 criminals, one on his right and one on his left. So now we need to add our tomb, and I've had a look around for things that we might use as a tomb, and I found some very small flower pots that might be useful. You can basically use anything that's shaped like a cup, because it was actually a cave that Jesus was put in. At St Oswald's we make the tombs out of clay, and I didn't have any clay, but if you do and you can fashion one out of some clay, that would be great. Obviously we do use our yogurt pots, so hopefully you might have some of those hanging around. And if you want to make it look less yogurty, you could use some moss to cover it. Just make sure you get the permission of the garden you take the moss out of. Or if you haven't got moss, you could use some leaves or anything you can find in the garden, actually, just to cover up the white plasticky bit. Okay, what else could I find? You could use an old gravy granules or any sort of pot that you found. And if some of you are making a bigger garden, you could use an old food tray, like these 2. Or this is the bottom of a milk carton, which you can cut off carefully. And some of you are making small gardens. I know Julia suggested using a small flower pot, so you could use the smaller end of the yogurt pot. This is a fruit pot, and this is an egg box. So they're all things that you could maybe use for your Easter garden too. You also need some form of stone to put in front of it. You can be quite creative with this. So this is the lid of the gravy pot. You can use the saucers that sometimes come with plants. Just anything you can find to cover up the hole. Now I know some of you are making yours indoors, and you might find it easy to make your Easter gardens out of the things you find inside. So if I look over here, here's one I made out of paper. So you just get some cardboard, you just cut 2 strips and staple them together. Make a tomb shape, and then you can cut out a stone to go over the front. And here's a tomb made by my son, who some of you may know as Tombstone Tim, and we thought that was a very accurate name for him, given that this took him most of the morning, and I won't tell you how many previous attempts fell down, which is a bit worrying because he's hoping to be an engineer. Anyway, why do we need a tomb at all? Let's clear away some of these. I'll have a think about that. Why do we need a tomb at all in our Easter gardens? Well, after Jesus died on the cross in our place, a man called Joseph of Arimathea asked if he could have Jesus' body to take down from the cross and place in his tomb. it was cut out of rock. It was like a cave. And he laid Jesus' body there, and then he rolled a really big stone over the front so that no one could get in and take the body away. And there were some Roman soldiers guarding there too. So you could maybe put some Playmobil figures or some Lego figures in front if you wanted to add Roman guards. So that's it for tombs today, and I think there'll be some more tomorrow on how to decorate your Easter garden with Helen.